Hey you guys, it's Eric Silvermoon, and this week I am actually sharing with you guys a piece that I kind of called Medusa. It's definitely inspired by the, mythology of Medusa. I want to do something different. I didn't want to do the classic snakes and the hair kind of coming out, but I did wanted to do her with the snake tail and having maybe like a snake wrap around her and having it go through her hair. So I thought that would be kind of different and kind of cool. One of the things that that inspired me for this piece is I've been seeing a lot of snakes lately, not in real life, but just like people sharing artwork and people also sharing posts, and I think someone actually did find like a snake in their backyard or something like that. But so yeah, I've been seeing them all over the place and different little things, and I was like, what is that? What is that? So excuse me. So I decided to kind of participate, I guess, in that and add to the snake theme of this week. And so yeah, I'm really happy how it came out. I was actually inspired by like two different looks, kind of like the old kind of horror classic kind of photos. Like I was thinking maybe like this will be something that will be next to like Dracula and Swamp Thing and kind of like the Mummy, kind of like I was picturing like these old Hollywood like artwork in a sense, or like the old movies. So it has a little bit of a grayscale in the face, a little bit of like this dramatic shadow that I wanted to bring into it. So I thought that would be kind of cool. But for this video, I actually want to talk about something I mentioned last week's video. People always ask me, the number one thing that people always ask me when they see my art is, oh, have you ever thought about doing a tarot deck, or have you ever thought about doing an oracle deck? And like I feel like these knots in my stomach, because I'm just kind of like, that's been a concept and an idea and a manifestation that I've been doing for years now. And it completely gives me anxiety, and it completely overwhelms me. And I think it's just because the concept of it, the idea is so huge and overwhelming that I instantly get like kind of like self-doubt from it, because I don't want to have that project completely overtake everything. And a lot of people don't know this. I did release a oracle deck called Tribal Magic a couple years ago, and I actually had it for sale, and a lot of the art pieces sold and a lot of the decks sold, and I thought that was really cool and it was really fun. It was my first time throwing myself into art, and I really liked the way it came out. Even though, now that I've grown as an artist, I could definitely see that, I could have done I could see the improvements and the stuff that I could have done, and I was like, I always wanted to create a tarot deck, and I ended up doing a whole 78 deck illustrated art pieces, and at the end of it, I was like, it doesn't feel like me. It just feels like a bunch of art pieces to kind of just produce because people expected it to. And so I didn't fall in love with pretty much any of the pieces. Out of 78, I maybe fell in love with maybe 4 or 5, and they were from the actual major arcana. But the rest of them I was just not feeling, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'm overthinking it. And most of it really is me overthinking it, because as soon as I finished a piece, I was like, okay, well, how does this make sense to the other piece? Or am I ripping off, a little bit from last video, am I really ripping off, the writer style of tarot decks? And am I really challenging myself as an artist creatively to interpret the cards differently? Do I have to follow a certain guideline here? And I was doing the guideline part, and I wasn't really being inspired at all, because I was like, there was only so many different ideas I could do with like the Fool, and there were so many different ideas that I could do with like the Moon, and I feel like everything has already been kind of done. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe oracle cards are my to-go-to theme, because every card could be different. There's not necessarily like a every card has like a theme. It's mostly more like affirmational, so I thought that that will be kind of interesting. And I tried that. I even tried to do like the Morgan themed oracle deck, and the idea of it first started off like really exciting, and then it just kind of felt short and I felt uninspired about it. So that's why I just wanted to pretty much get rid of everything. I didn't get rid of my art, but I mean, like I took all the art out of my my website. I actually even closed down my website. I stopped doing tarot readings. I started doing pretty much everything. I was in such a funk, and none of it was inspiring me. None of it felt like it was the right direction. And so I just stopped. And people now will be like, oh, you know, is there a website I could buy some prints? And I'm like, no. So, you know, unfortunately, for at least this year, I'm trying not to put pressure on myself to produce. All I want to do is just create art and see where that goes this year. And I want to see, you know, how my skill level improves. And maybe at the end of the year, when I get to look back at all the stuff I've created, then maybe I could kind of, it's almost like I gave myself all this time to work and to create all these different pieces, that it gives me the opportunity to really look back and be like, okay, is there something here where I feel that I could, you know, make this a profession, or make this something where I can make some money out of it, and sell some pieces, and possibly even pick the top, you know, 24 or 12 pieces of art and create a calendar or create a booklet, or create how-to videos after I had all this time. So it's almost like I'm giving myself a whole year of schooling before I decide to do anything professional. And I think that felt good for me, because it doesn't give me a specific theme to like specific themes, specific guidelines. I just create whatever I feel like creating that for that week, and it's completely random, and it's inspirational for me in terms of like I saw a movie, and I just love it. Like for next week, I saw this the artwork for Ghost in the Shell, and most of you guys already seen the trailer with you know, Scarlett Johansson, and there's this amazing geisha scene where like this robotic geisha is like walking very slowly, and all of a sudden like you see her face open up. Well, that I'm so inspired by that, and so I wanted to create something not necessarily like with the face opening up, but in that geisha aspect. So I'm working on a piece for 2 weeks from now, because I'm taking my time with it, and you know, I've just been having fun, and I think that is the most important thing, is to just have fun. So the other thing I want to talk about is just that, you know, a lot of people go through different, especially in the spiritual community, you go through these little funks, and you feel like you don't want to do anything. Like you don't even want to talk to people. You don't want to look at anything spiritual, anything art-wise. Like you really like are like blocking anything positive pretty much. And I feel like those moments are okay. I think when I feel, and I feel like that every other, you know, a couple of months, but I'll feel like that, and I won't do anything spiritual. I won't do anything, you know, that I'm learning in any kind of way. I just allow myself to just be in that little funk and decide, you know, what feels right for me in this moment. You know, do I just play video games? Do I just want to draw? Do I want to even do videos? Like, what do I feel like doing? And I think that's really important, to kind of listen to what you're feeling and go with that, and not force something. Because I think when you force something and you end up getting frustrated and you end up messing up, you end up resenting it, and then you don't want to do it at all. And I think that ends up being very detrimental to your path, because I think for me as a witch, if I force myself to do readings, and I force myself to read books and to do spiritual workings, and I don't energetically, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually feel ready or feel willing to do it, then I think it ends up causing it to be such a big blockage, and it will take me out of the game even longer than I wanted to. So when you feel like that, it's okay, and honor it, and ask yourself, what is it that I'd rather be doing right now, and then do it. And I think that's helped me a lot in kind of feeling like I'm in the moment and kind of honoring that moment and realizing that, you know, that's part of the spiritual journey too. Even though I don't feel like I'm doing anything spiritual, I'm still honoring myself spiritually. So I think that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to share that little tidbit of information that I've been kind of journaling and pulling some cards on, and so yeah, it's been interesting. Well, you guys, that's it for this week. I really liked how Medusa came out. I'm getting, I don't know, I'm just getting very excited about this different art style that I'm doing. It feels like it feels a little bit more me, and so I'm gonna play with that. And I really appreciate all the love and support and all the amazing comments, and if you like these videos, please like and subscribe and share them with your friends. Hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. But yeah, and I know Beltane's coming up, so blessed Beltane if I don't post a video before that. And also, that's it. Blessed be, you guys. Bye.